Okay, I'm in the basement of my little house here in Bath, and this is where I work on the bikes that I've collected. And I've got quite a nice array of tools here, and I can really get them in good shape. My goal on these bikes is to make them safe and to make them work. They don't have to be perfect, but they can be useful for someone who does not have a bike. Okay, so let's assume we get the bike and I get it fixed up. Sometimes I need parts, which I can get over here at the Bath Cycle Shop. And I get advice from the mechanics. And then I've got quite a few bikes. And I work with the New Mainers in Brunswick. And I provide for the receivers a helmet and a lock. The helmet is probably the most important thing, because when you fall, you might well hit your head. So that's a very good safety measure. Well, the first thing we need to do is to make sure the chain is clean. And this tool does that. Have to add some degreaser to it. Then we put it on the chain itself and then rotate the chain through the tool. So that's how you clean a chain. That's a little messy because the degreaser sort of goes everywhere, but it's a good way to clean the chain. You want to make sure that the chain has a lubricant on it, and this is a very lightweight lubricant. A lot of people use grease. That's the worst thing you can do to a chain. So you just want to put enough oil on the chain so that each link gets what it needs, but you don't want to overdo it. And after I do that, then I clean it off, because then the chain will have the right amount of oil. And what I'm doing now is to be sure that the cable is the right length for this brake. And I can do that by turning this wrench and squeezing the brake pedal all at the same time. And I want to be sure that the handle of the brake is in the right position, because if it's too loose, then this handle goes way up to the grip and then the brake doesn't work. So that's what I have to do with this. And you have to do that every time just to be sure the bicycle is safe. All right, now that we've made sure the bicycle is safe, that the gears work, that the brakes work, and it's fitted to the person who's riding it, we have to think about the safety features. And the number one thing is the helmet, because you see a lot of people riding around without any helmet. And I guarantee you, when you fall over sideways, if chances are very good, you're going to bang your head. And if you're just sitting here on your bike and you fall over, your head's going 15 miles an hour when you hit the ground. So that's the helmet. And I give people a lock, cable lock the bike, because bikes get stolen very easily. They're easy to steal usually. And the other thing is this vest that is very helpful in terms of being visible. You see a lot of people riding around with dark clothing, and particularly at night, it's awful. But if you have a vest, that will show, and this has some reflective tape on it. So we need to have all kinds of bikes, adult bikes, kids' bikes. And this is an example of these bikes of what we get. This one here is beyond repair, okay? Chain is all rusty, the parts are rusty, the gears don't work, tires are shot. It is destined to have this frame recycled, because that's good steel. So that's where that bike is going to go. Now this bike is good for the asylum seeker because it is very simple, it's older, but everything works on it. The gears, both front and back, the tires are good condition, and the brakes work. Plus it has a kickstand. So the reason the gears are important is that you know, people go uphill, so they need more gears. The Gear Hub would take a bike like this and probably give it to an asylum seeker. They require the recipient to go to a classroom for 2.5 hours so they learn about the bike, the maintenance, and the traffic patterns and the rules of the road for riding. This bike is a road bike, and it's meant to go really fast. It has a lot of gears, it's in very nice condition, and is honestly a bike much more than an entry person would want or an asylum seeker. So this bike is going to go to the Gear Hub in Portland, where they fix up bikes and they sell them and they give away a lot of them. So that's what's going to happen to this bike. So what's going on at the Gear Hub? The Gear Hub is a non-profit. It is based in Washington Street on Portland, and they take all kinds of used sporting equipment and they resell it. Their main business is bicycles. They take almost any kind of bicycle and they fix it up and either give it away or they sell it. Last year they gave away 200 bicycles. A lot of them to kids, but a lot of them to people who just need them. And I've given away bikes to people who just come to me and say, I need a bike. I'm not going to check their tax return. I just give them a bike. If you think you have a bike that might be suitable, almost any kind of bike, kid's bike, adult's bike, old one, new one, you can contact me on this email, and believe me, I can figure out how to do it. I've been doing this for many years, and I will make good use of it.